Why is Solange son with Tommie? Huh? They just kissed.
"41-year-old reality TV star Tommie Lee responds to the backlash that she's been receiving, saying she's not that type of girl after she was seen on a night out with 21-year-old Jules Smith.
I don't play with y'all. Bitch, talk about what you be doing. You need more help than me, bitch, because you confused."
Something just hit the timeline, and people are not brushing past this one. The reactions came in fast, and honestly, it didn't take long before this whole situation turned into a full-on debate online. So here's what everybody's talking about right now. Tommie Lee posted a clip on her Snapchat showing her out with 21-year-old Jules Smith, and the moment that video went up, the internet started side-eyeing hard. Not in a quiet way either. People were loud about it. Because let's be real, the first thing that stood out to everyone was the age difference. Tommie Lee is 41, about to be 42 in just a couple months, and Jules is 21. Yeah, that gap had people instantly asking questions. And it wasn't just curiosity. It was more like, hold on, what's really going on here? Type of energy. Now, instead of letting the noise die down, Tommie Lee jumped in and addressed it directly. She posted, "LOL, this was fun. Hate to break it to you. I'm not that type of girl. #next topic." And at first glance, that sounds like she's brushing it off, right? Like she's saying it wasn't serious at all. But here's where things start getting a little messy. Because people watched that clip, and the vibe didn't exactly scream just for fun. It looked way more intense than what she's trying to play it off as, and that's what really got people talking even more.
41-year-old reality TV star Tommie Lee responds to the backlash that she's been receiving, saying she's not that type of girl after she was seen on a night out with 21-year-old Jules Smith, who is the son of Solange Knowles and the nephew of Beyonce Knowles. But here's the thing. She was even seen kissing him at the end of their night. I personally thought the entire situation was inappropriate because why would someone who is 41 and was 20 when someone else was born be even hanging out with a 21-year-old, much less be seen kissing a 21-year-old? Now, I don't know if she remembered what go down when there's $1 billion on an elevator, and honestly, the price has gone up because the entire family is worth way more, or if she was just doing this for content, but either way, I think it was inappropriate.
Viewers started pointing out how her actions didn't fully match her response. Like, if this was really just a quick, harmless moment, then why did it look like she was going all in during that car scene? That's the part that made people pause. Because when the energy looks strong on camera, but the explanation sounds casual, it raises eyebrows every single time. And the conversation didn't stop there either, because Jules Smith came through with a post of his own, and even though he didn't say her name or directly speak on the situation, people still picked up on it immediately. He posted a picture of himself with the caption, "Just me and only me." Now come on, that doesn't feel random at all. That sounds like someone trying to send a quiet message without getting too deep into it. From the outside looking in, it feels like he might be trying to clear things up without making it a whole situation. Like he's low-key saying, "Don't mix me up in anything, I'm doing my own thing." And honestly, that post just added more layers to everything, because now people are really split. Some are saying this was nothing serious, just two people hanging out and having a moment. Others are like, nah, something about this feels off, especially with how everything played out and how fast the responses came after.
So Jules, I almost called that boy Jules Santana. So Jules Smith has obviously had the internet ablaze the past couple of weeks. First off, is with the whole situation with him at the gay club and all that, which I still don't understand why y'all was mad, but that's neither here nor there. And then there was the whole situation where he was on a stream I seen with some woman, and the woman had asked him like, "Oh, what was the biggest misconception about him or whatever?" And he was like, "Oh, people trying to put the gay on him, like trying to say he's gay, and he's been dealing with that his whole life," which honestly I never heard of. And then obviously the latest is, all the videos of him and Tommie kissing, him and Tommie out and about. Seemingly, it seems like him and Tommie are dating, messing around, whatever you want to call it. That's what it gives to me. That's what it gives to everybody else. But when I see him and Tommie, I was like, that's such an odd pairing. And then I remember he said, the whole gay thing. You know what it reminded me of? This. And I say this because right before they were seen out and about and whatnot.
And let's not ignore how quickly the internet can flip a situation. One post turns into a conversation, then into speculation, and before you know it, everybody's got their own take on what's really happening. That's exactly what's going on here. At the end of the day, nothing has been fully confirmed beyond what was shown and posted. But based on how it looks, how it was handled, and how both sides responded, it's clear why people aren't just letting this fade away. Because when the visuals say one thing, the captions say another, and the responses feel a little too timed, yeah, people are going to keep talking. And right now, this whole situation, it's definitely got everyone watching closely. Now, this is where things start getting even more layered, and people online are really digging into the details. Because some are now saying, what if this whole situation didn't just happen randomly? What if Jules Smith actually played a part in setting this up on purpose?
And I'm not saying this because of the whole age gap. I'm saying this because if y'all remember, before they started dating or was seen, there was a video that came out of Jalen and some dude, obviously, well, it was dry humping. They were dry humping, and then people started saying he was gay. So now I'm wondering, like, it's just a scheme that Ty set up? Because no shade, where would Jules and Tommie even meet? Like, how would it, well, you know, y'all be signing people, okay, they probably, somebody slid in somebody's Instagram. But this is like, like this is, and I'm not even talking about just the age gap. I'm just talking about like, them two, they just don't seem like they would mix. So in my mind, it's like, oh, he talked about the gay rumors, then he popped out with Tommie, so maybe he's just trying to just, but you couldn't pick somebody. No shade to Tommie, you know, or they could actually be. It could be. I was about to say it could be. Well, it could be something serious. They could actually be into each other. You know, we don't really know, but that definitely is odd. I'm sorry. And the fact that y'all is saying that Tommie is older than his mom, Solange. Okay, you know, let me not try and. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the angle a lot of people are starting to look at. So here's the context behind why people are even thinking like this. Jules' personal life, especially his sexuality, has been talked about for a long time now. This didn't just start yesterday. It's been something people have been questioning for a while. And a big reason for that goes back to a situation that had already put his name in conversations before. There was a moment where a transgender woman spoke out and claimed that Jules had been trying to fly her out. Now, to keep things fair and clear, there was never anything confirmed about whether he knew she was transgender or not. That part was never fully explained. And looking at the messages that were shown at the time, there wasn't anything directly stating that she told him her full situation either. So that part stays unclear. But even with that uncertainty, the conversation didn't slow down. Ever since that situation came up, people have continued to question him, bringing it up again and again. And once something like that sticks to your name online, it's hard to shake it off. Now, Jules actually addressed this himself recently. He spoke on how this isn't anything new for him. According to him, this is something he's had to deal with his whole life. And he connected it more to how he looks than anything else. He basically explained that because of his appearance, being light-skinned, having softer features, and what people describe as pretty looks, people have always made assumptions about him. Not based on what he said or done, but just off how he comes across visually. And that's something he made clear he's been dealing with for years.
On some media shit, and niggas, grown ass adults was calling me gay at 13 because they were saying I'm pretty. I'm a pretty boy. And
colored eyes.
So look, so this how I kind of.
Reason why in 2026 I'm scrolling down my social media and I'm seeing a video of Tommie Lee and Jules, Solange's son, together. Same Tommie Lee, who's damn near 50 years old, who has a child, a daughter who's about the same age as Jules. Everyone is so clouded out, and the bitches are trying to secure a rich man so bad that they'll go after a 20-year-old. It's the same thing with the men with these streamers. Everyone is trying to show off so bad that they're over here flying out 20-year-olds. This is what people were talking about when they said there's a propaganda, there's an agenda that they're trying to make us be okay with. There's pimp culture, there's escort culture. That when we see videos of Tommie Lee, again, who's damn near 50, and Jules, who's 20 years old, together, we're laughing, we think it's entertainment. This is the grooming and manipulation that people were talking about.
But then, another situation added even more fuel to all of this. Because recently, Jules was hosting at a club called Opium. And this isn't just any club. It's known as a space where a lot of the crowd is part of the LGBTQ+ community. So already people were paying attention to how he would move in that environment. And according to what people who were there are saying, his behavior stood out. They claim he showed up with around 20 women. Yeah, not 2 or 3, a whole group. And from what's being said, he stayed mostly around them the entire time. People noticed that he wasn't really interacting with others in the club like that. He wasn't moving around, mingling, or engaging much outside of his group. And that alone had people talking, saying it looked very intentional. Then things got a little more awkward, because apparently he was supposed to do an interview with a gay magazine while he was there. Everything was already set up. But when the time came and they approached him in the club, he reportedly shut it down. From what's being said, he basically declined on the spot and didn't want to go through with it. No long explanation, no reschedule, just a straight up no. And you already know, that move didn't go unnoticed either. Now, all of this combined has people forming their own opinions. Some are saying he's just tired of being labeled and is moving how he wants without explaining himself. Others feel like certain actions come off as calculated, like he's trying to control how people see him. And tying this back to the situation with Tommie Lee, this is why some people believe that whole moment might not have been as random as it looked. They're questioning if it was just a night out or if there was a deeper reason behind being seen in that way at that specific time.
Gang, we gonna see you in a minute. Free Grace. We be back in the morning. We gonna go to Publix and get a chicken tender sandwich.
I'm taking that nigga to go. Type of shit you do when you like somebody.
It's my baby. So fine.
It's hard to be fine. I said it's hard to be fine when you got somebody on your back.
Still fine.
Come on.
You struggling, babe? I told you. Oh, wait.
Nothing here is fully confirmed as fact, but based on everything that's happened before, mixed with how he's been moving lately, people are definitely connecting dots and watching closely. Because when past conversations meet present actions like this, yeah, the speculation is not slowing down anytime soon. Now, this next part, this is where people really start reading into the situation heavy. Because based on how everything played out, a lot of viewers feel like Jules didn't just move randomly. They think some of this might have been intentional. From what people are saying, the way he handled that club situation didn't sit right with everyone. Some felt like he brushed people off in a way that came across a little disrespectful, like he knew exactly what people expected from him in that environment and chose to move the complete opposite way. And that's where the bigger question starts coming in. Was that done out of frustration, or was it done to make a statement? Because there's been talk for a while now about how certain groups perceive him and whether or not he fits into a specific category. So now people are wondering, did he go out of his way to show something different on purpose? Like trying to send a clear message without directly saying it out loud. Almost like, this is who I am, and I'm not what people keep labeling me as.
Excuse me, but where is Jules' daddy at? Where's Elijah at? I mean, I know that man is, I know he's 21, 22. He's the same age as my youngest sister, right? Regardless of everything else that has been going on, bump that shit. I mean, that's important too, but bump that shit. Well, I'm seeing videos of him and Tommie Lee from Love and Hip Hop, who's older than his mother. Solange's my age. Tommie Lee is older than me. Talk about something, my baby. They kissing and all this stuff. How the fuck did they pass cross? This nigga tarnishing the brand. This nigga is tarnishing the brand, bitch. How did that happen? I'm so sorry. You know the kids be growing up with silver spoons in their mouths and they be want to be ghetto so bad. They want to be hood and down with the clique so bad. Bitch, we done seen this story already with
That's the kind of energy some viewers are picking up on. And then right after all of that, that's when the moment with Tommie Lee pops up. The timing alone is what's making people pause. Because it didn't happen months later or randomly down the line. It happened right after all that conversation was already building. So now the speculation is getting louder. People are asking, was this just coincidence or was there a reason behind being seen with Tommie Lee at that exact moment? Because let's be honest, when something happens back to back like that, it naturally makes people connect the dots. Some are even questioning if Tommie Lee was knowingly part of helping shift the narrative, or if she was just living her life and ended up in the middle of it without thinking twice. And to be fair, there's no proof pointing either way. This is all people trying to make sense of what they're seeing. On the other side of things, there are also people saying it's not that deep at all. They feel like Tommie Lee is just doing what she wants, having fun, and not worrying about what anyone thinks. And honestly, that's a perspective a lot of people are standing on too.
In my head, this is how I see it happening. I see Beyonce calling her nephew Jules, trying to figure out, why are you in these streets with Tommie? Like, how did y'all even meet? What do y'all have to talk about? Why are y'all in these streets together? In my head, Beyonce finna call her nephew and get him together. Absolute, and as she should. Tommie, you should be ashamed of yourself.
But the speed of everything is what keeps pulling people back into the conversation. Because it all happened so fast. The club situation, the reactions, the discussions, and then suddenly, this moment with Tommie Lee goes public. That kind of timing is what keeps the speculation alive. Now, when it comes to how people feel about the situation overall, yeah, the opinions are all over the place. Some people are completely unbothered. They're saying both of them are adults, both can make their own choices, and it shouldn't be anyone else's concern. But others, they're not rocking with it at all, especially when it comes to the age gap. A lot of people feel like 41 going on 42 and 21 are in completely different stages of life, and that alone makes them uncomfortable. And then you've got those in the middle, just watching everything unfold, not fully picking a side, but definitely paying attention. Because whether it's just a moment, a coincidence, or something more calculated, one thing is clear: this situation has people talking from every angle. And until things either settle down or more becomes clear, the conversation around this, it's definitely not slowing down anytime soon. So now it's your turn to speak on it. Because this whole situation, yeah, it's got people split in every direction. Some are saying it's just a moment that got blown way out of proportion, while others feel like there's way more going on behind the scenes. What do you think about what Tommie Lee had to say? Do you feel like this was all just for attention? Or do you think people are reading too deep into it? And what about Jules Smith? Do his moves seem calculated or just misunderstood? Drop your thoughts below, because the comments on this one are definitely going to be interesting. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, share it with someone who's been following this situation, and subscribe so you don't miss any of these updates. There's always something new unfolding, and you already know we're keeping up with all of it. And before you go, check out the next video popping up on your screen right now. It's packed with even more celebrity drama and moments you probably haven't seen yet. Go tap into that, and I'll catch you in the next one.